Happy to say I finally got my Dark Quadrant cameras working 100%. Basically, the screen is divided into 4 quadrants. The playing area is effectively 4 screens big, and the camera will always try and keep both ships in focus on screen. If you go in the same direction as your enemy, then things will scroll endlessly. So you can see from the background that basically the play area just wraps in both directions. Whereas if you go the opposite direction, the camera pans out up until the maximum and then switches you back around. So you can kind of see more of the playing area if you're going in the opposite direction of your enemy. The other important thing I managed to get going here is that objects persist in the quadrants that I put them in. So you can see the sun remains in that yellow quadrant, the spinning space station here in this lower quadrant. And if I go and switch out here, I should see the sun. Yeah, there's the sun. So it's all correctly relative to itself. It does unfortunately mean that the play area is a function of screen size, which means that if I'm targeting iOS, and in other words iPhone and iPad, I either have to stretch the aspect ratio to fit the iPad or iPhone, or I have to make it so that in multiplayer you can't play somebody who's on a device with a different screen size. I think I'm probably going to go with the stretch option. I'll just have to make sure it doesn't look too bad. I'll probably standardize it for iPhone and let the iPad stretch it out a bit. Yeah, so you can see that's now working 100%. Yeah, looking forward to actually adding some weapons to these ships. It's really starting to feel like a proper game now. And although I'm constrained to the aspect ratio, I can make the arena any size I want as long as it's a multiple of that. So the camera kind of calculates how high it can go based on how big the screen area is. So I can make it twice as large, so you have twice as much playing area. It just means your ships are tiny when you're at the furthest extent. Yeah, so that's all good.